Okay, before we start today's recap, we have to text this humble trader who left her number in the comment section.
Hello, is this humbled trader? This is my fake number. Do not text me.
Alright, so my message to the fake humble trader is now sent. We'll see what happens after this. So this week was a little bit slower than I had anticipated. I thought November was going to be pretty hot, but given that, with the electric vehicles, NIO, XPEV that we had last week, we did get a lot of plays. So yesterday, there were two main plays for me. Was a solid green day. Nothing amazing, nothing bad either. Still ended really green. Yesterday and today as well. So, MRNA. So if you guys watch my recap video on Monday, you would know exactly how to trade the stock. It's not easy, it's not a hard to borrow stock, so it's not like you need a premium broker to trade the stock. If you look at how I traded this today, on this day, on Tuesday, you would have seen this is exactly the same execution as I did on Monday. So, guess what? You can learn a lot of things from these recap videos. You don't have to trade exactly the same way as I do, but watching and observing definitely helps. So mRNA, same idea as the day before. I started in small pre-market. At the open, it did seem like they want to test previous day close, which would be around this $98 level. I cut my starter. Once that rejects really quick, you can see that wick candle up here near the top. Couldn't even touch $98. Rejects, I went back in short, and we got some very nice downside from 97s down to 95s, and it's not done yet. There's even more. I stayed really heavy. I re-added back even more. We got a nice flush to 92.80s. Now, this is where I covered most of it around 93, so I definitely missed the bottom around 92s, and then later I do have like a small final piece left, and I did want to see if it were gonna break down the $91 level and eventually go down to $90, which we did today on Wednesday, but yesterday we didn't get there. So endless rebound, I re-added some small thinking that we might flush out again. When we did it, I just took it off. So very clean trade, left some money on the table, but that's totally fine. I got the meat of the move, and a lot of times, even if I do stay for the potential bigger move or like the bigger sell-off, I usually stay in just partial size and I'll add into it once it does happen. But we didn't get the $91 breakdown, so left it alone pretty much. Very clean, very stress-free trade, and it all happened within the first hour of the open. So second stock is CBAT. Now this is the one that I kind of had some issues with on Monday, but on Tuesday I actually tried to go long first. Didn't work. You can see I longed here, starter around 920s. I wanted to add into it. Didn't work out and got pulled. Basically lost about 40 cents a share. No big deal. I stopped out and I didn't let this turn into a big loser when it break down and went all the way down to 860s. Now you can see midday, that's where it started to climbing back up, spike, back down again, consolidate, and making a midday move all the way to $10. Now this was the move I was looking for at the open. Didn't happen, but that's okay. I actually went back in and got the shorts on it. Now I wanted to scale in slowly because with a stock like CBAT, you have to understand that it was kind of following NIO. Not exactly, but they're it's also a same battery name from China. So a lot of sympathies there. If you look at the chart on NIO on Tuesday, you would see the same kind of steady climb midday and squeezing out shorts, and then we got a nice drop near the end of the day on NIO. And if you put CBAT with NIO charts side by side, they look very identical. So the key for me is scaling in small for now until NIO really does break down, and that's why I want to add into full size. And we got that. I had some small adds here, and up here, but I didn't put in the size I wanted until NIO flushed out. So if you look at a chart, if you look at CBAT, you can see that they flushed. CBAT was delayed, so CBAT, since it's following NIO, it's only after NIO broke down, you can see CBAT testing the $10 level, I went in, and then we got some very nice flush from $10 all the way to 980s and then 960s. So that's very decent, very nice way to end the day, especially after I had a lot of trouble with it on Monday. No replies yet. Okay, let's talk about the trades today. So today was an interesting day because DNK was a stock I was looking to go long on, but I really hate it when it just kind of squeeze out of the gate. You can see, yesterday it closed at 240s and today we're gapping up. And I was looking to long if it pulls back to $3. And it just kind of took off without me, and this is not a chart I want to chase, right? When it's a kind of breakout like these, I don't want to chase it. So the other side is to short the resistance, right? You can either buy at support or short at resistance, or sell at resistance rather. So I only played it short. $5 level, if you look at a daily chart, a lot of resistance around 550s, and I was using that $5 as risk, right? I see the wick here on this candle around like 940s or something like that. High of the day was 497. I went in short, risking $5. We did get some spike that failed, covered some, half of it around 450s, and then once it started chopping, I re-added here around 420s, and then we got a nice flush to 390s. I didn't go in with that much size. To me, this was just a scalp because remember, I was actually looking to go long the stock, and in hindsight, maybe I should have went long here, but I'm all out of the short. I think there will be a long play on this, maybe. We'll see. I was waiting around the $3 level in the consolidation. I don't know if we'll get there today. I might have to buy this midday and off some support. I think it probably trapped a lot of shorts with a slam down here around like $4 range. A lot of shorts are trapped. So we'll see what happens midday on this stock. So another trade I took that was some small win and then a loss and overall pretty much break even on the stock is Boeing. I was looking to go long on the stock. I did think that we could have seen some more continuation to the upside. But once we break down this pre-market level, it's just not holding and stayed really heavy the entire day. But I only longed it. These were small scalps for me. What I really wanted was a reversal play. And you can see I scalped it long. These are small scalps, nothing big. But where I went long is around this level, around 216s, and I added into 217s. This is where I actually want the reversal to break out and go back to 220s and potentially above. Because the news is, to me, it's positive. But you can see, in hindsight, it looks like one of the sell the news event. And that's unfortunate. Since this reversal play was the one I really want to size into, pretty much this stock was a break-even trade for me. But yeah, it didn't work out. So, break-even, small loss trade for me on BA. Now the last small trade for me on the day is SCKT. This stock I traded it short on this day and this day. And I was actually hoping for a major squeeze on it so I can go long on the stock, but didn't happen. So I only traded it on the short side. I started in small pre-market, but I did think that they were gonna trap a lot longer, so that's why I got out all of it pre-market for pretty much break even. And I started in again 310s here. That's where I realized it's downtrending, and there were a lot of other stocks that's popping pre-market, especially the cheaper names and the lower float stocks. So that's why I went back in short. Small size just because, it's not the best setup to go in short pre-market, and also, it just never really spiked, as you can see. You can see pretty much, even with small size, at the open I added here 290s. We got some very nice heavy flush down. On this reclaim, I did cover some small partial. Again, this is just small size for me and never got to the level where I was convinced of the big short. Didn't happen, but I kept on adding on pops. You can see 290 popped here, 290s I added some, covered some small, but I was looking for a really big unwind down to 260s eventually. I re-added here on the spikes. You can see this stock just could never hold the breakout. So every time it spikes towards these level, I added some more, and I covered most of it around 280s and 270s and then 280s. I do have a small tiny position left just because I think it's very weak. Volume is drying out, as you can see down there. Very weak, no buying volume, and we're making lower highs. That's unfortunate. No, the news was decent, but if the charts, if the technicals don't align with the news, then it's not gonna run. So that's why you cannot be solely a technical trader. I mean, you could if you want, but I think the best trades and the best setups are when the fundamentals and the technicals align together. It's very hard to day trade solely based on fundamentals. You can swing trade, you can invest based on fundamentals, but if you're day trading short term, fundamentals do matter, but at the end of the day, you need to respect the chart and respect the price action. Okay, it's time for some Q&As. Ken G is asking, when you're in a trade, what are some key things to focus when it's time to get out? I keep finding myself getting out way too early or too late, and I miss some potential big gains because of that. So some key things to focus on is definitely, first of all, price action and the trend, right? If the stock is trending to the downside, let's say if I'm trying to go long and scalp SCKT, the trend is to the downside. If I'm fighting the trend, then those trades are usually just scalps for me. So those are the kind of plays that you want to get out early. Sometimes being out early will save you in the long run. But if you are buying along the trend, let's say, on the BA trade I took, the trend is to a downside, and that's why that's the reason these longs are scalps for me. Now, if there's a real reversal, let's say, I went in long, it actually broke above VWAP and holding the trend, we have a reversal to the upside, then that's the time where I would be more willing to hold on a little bit longer. So it depends on the trend, it depends on the price action. So for BA, it keeps on rejecting the highs. The price action was pretty heavy, right? It couldn't even touch VWAP. It touched here in hindsight, but at the time, VWAP was around 219.50s. When it stays below VWAP and couldn't even test VWAP, to me the stock is weak, and that's why I got out pretty quickly. You can see, even for a small loss, it doesn't matter. I just rather get out, because if the stock stays heavy, you get this kind of sell-off, heavy sell-off. You can see, some small bounce, but keeps on making lower lows and lower highs. So that's the key there. And a second thing that will actually help you a lot is, a lot of times the reason I have so many screens is because I can just sit and watch the stocks without, being in a position. I can just sit here and observe how they're trading, how their price action is trading. So that's the real benefit of having so many screens. You can observe a lot of stocks at once, right? And if they're in the same sector, I can watch NEO, I can watch XPEV, I can watch CBAT and Solo together, and how they are trading alongside each other, and whether they are actually following the leader or they are lagging behind. That's the real reason I have so many screens. I can have a lot of stocks on watch, and I can observe the price action and watch the consolidation, watch the breakouts. It's not about being in a stock the moment that it's looking like it's gonna go. It's about putting the stock on watch, and I'll watch it and wait for a potential entry. So that might be something that would help you. Screens nowadays, they are like $100, $200. It's not a big investment to have screens. But if you're trading on a phone, or if you're trading on one screen, you can definitely still do it. But you need to make sure you're not just pulling up a chart and just jumping in right away. You want to make sure you're sitting there and watch how it's consolidating, how it's trading. Is it weak or is it strong? Then you want to join the trend, basically. So I think that's going to help you with, being more patient with your entries and exits. Okay, second question is from John Mack. Hey, noticed you made almost 4K profits on MRNA, but you made a ton of trades in and out. Do you teach that fast day trading method in your course or elsewhere? Must be using hotkeys to enter and exit that fast on the 1 minute. Actually, I don't use a lot of hotkeys. So I use the hotkeys to sometimes switch between my montage, and then to have stop out, of course, and then to load share sizes or trim my share sizes. But I actually don't go in and out with hotkeys. I actually, put my mouse on the button and click buy or sell. All it comes down to is your platform. Is your platform fast enough, right? And that's the reason I use DAS Trader Pro. They do cost about $150 a month, but it's very worth it. Even if you have hotkeys on these slower brokers, it's still not gonna give you the best feels and the best execution. So, it's not you can have hotkeys on the DAS Trader Pro if you want, but I don't use a lot of hotkeys. And as for executions, do I teach that fast day trading method in my course or elsewhere? I have a lot of these live trading videos in my membership program if you're interested in checking that out. But to answer your question, get a better platform. So the third question is from Luca, asking me about my MRNA trade. Why did I go short? It's very simple. It actually failed the pre-market gap. Pre-market, if you draw a support level on the pre-market chart, once that fails, it's heavy. And the price action actually confirms that as well. So, there's a time to go long, there's a time to go short. But what I know is that the stock stays heavy and it cannot even bounce. To me, there's more downside than upside. So it all depends on the setup. Just because I'm short doesn't mean you can't go long. And just because I'm longing a stock, it doesn't mean you can't go short either. It all depends on the setup. Now, as you can see at the bottom of Luca's comment, there's a fake humble trader replied with a phone number 2 minutes ago. Guys, this is just a reminder that there's a lot of these fake accounts using my name and leaving these phone numbers to WhatsApp with the email address in the comment section. Please do not fall for it. I made a PSA video on this matter with a lot of the fake accounts asking you for money, crypto deposit, saying they'll trade for you. Please do not fall for this. Please always exercise common sense. But hey, if you have some time to kill, feel free to send this fake humble trader a text. Tell her to send you like a delivery of bad jokes or something. Or ask her to show you the Lambo. Again, I don't trade for anyone. I won't ask for Bitcoin or PayPal payments. And I'm definitely not going to leave my phone number in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. The scammer never replied me. I'm so sad. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.